Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. I am Julia, the plant goblin. And if you're new here, welcome. So today I figured I would share with you guys my top 10 favorite plants this year. I have accumulated a lot more of my personal collection, and I have yet to share it all with you guys. My top 10 is definitely quite a bit different compared to last year when I had done my top 15 favorite houseplants. I can definitely narrow it down now. I'm not as plant crazed as I was back then. Back then, man, I still had an insane hit of the plant bug. So my first favorite houseplant that I have on this list is actually an epiphyllum, or also known as an orchid cactus. It is right here behind me in my dining room area. I think this is its sweet spot because goddamn, this plant, I didn't expect to love it as much as I do. It has grown such an insane amount of foliage. I just cannot express to you how amazing it feels when you're taking care of a plant and it's just growing like fucking wildfire. It blows your mind. It seriously leaves an impression on you that is sort of everlasting. And I think this is why this epiphyllum is one of my top favorite plants. The second plant on my list is a Begonia Sophie Cecile. I think that's how it's pronounced. This plant is just absolutely stunning. I know before that I had said that I didn't fucking like begonias. It was the first cane begonia I had ever found in person, ever. I don't go out of my way to buy them, but when I had saw this plant in person, I don't know why, but I just had to take it home. I had to. I absolutely did. I love the way the leaves are shaped. They remind me of bat wings, and I adore bats. So I think that's why I was very fond of this foliage. And it's just so dark green, and the blooms. I find it quite funny because when I had purchased this plant from the greenhouse, the lady that I had been talking to, she expressed to me her frustration with the blooms. She said that it was more of a foliage-based plant, that the blooms don't last long. And I think I beg to differ. This begonia drops its blooms very easily when it comes to overwatering. And if you guys want my tips and tricks and shit, because I don't let this plant dry out. I did once and I felt so bad because the leaves were just shriveled. Ugh, and it hurt my soul. So that's my Begonia Sophie. The third plant on my list is the Cotyledon tomentosa, the Bearpaw succulent. This little baby, hot damn. Okay, so first of all, these little paws on this plant are just so stupid adorable. I just cannot. And this plant has also grown a significant amount since I first had it. And I think it's only been maybe a year now. And I started it from just a little baby. And it's just so big now. And it is so easy to take care of. I friggin' love this plant. And just, it's one of those plants that I like to pet on occasion. I used to have a really bad habit of petting my plants, so I've tried to really back off on that because I have seen the damage that it can do to leaves when you pet them too much. Yeah, I just can't help myself. So, the fourth plant on my list, which was actually on my top 15 list too, it's my Philodendron San Leona variegata. I cannot express to you guys how much more I fall in love with this plant as it continues to grow. Now, I had propagated it, I don't know, sometime way earlier in the year. And ever since then, when it started to grow back, it grew back in plethora amounts. It started shooting growth spots out of fucking everywhere. The fifth plant on my list is the lipstick Gracilis. I think that's what it is. I had received this beautiful specimen in a plant trade, and as soon as it took off, man, I started to fall in love with it. The new growth is so adorable. I don't know. I walk by through my hallway because that's where it's at. It's in my hallway, you know. And I look and I'm just like, you cute. And it is fairly easy to take care of, which is so exciting. The next plant on my list is my Hoya Linearis. I had also received this from a plant trade that I had done earlier this year. I honestly did not want it. I didn't. It's not a plant that I wanted. It's actually a plant that I didn't want. My friend Kayla, she's the one that gifted this plant to me. And I was so scared. And the reason why I was scared is because it's unlike any other Hoya that I have. I love the fleshy Hoya. I love Hoya that are all fat and juicy and, you know, they just do their thing and I don't have to fucking, you know, fret over them or anything. I don't know how I did it, but it's still alive and it's also thriving. I don't know how I did it, but I'm doing it. Because I do not want that plant to die. It would hurt. I really am fond of that plant now, surprisingly. It's so weird when you're gifted something that you didn't initially want and it just turns out to be one of your favorite plants, you know? The next plant on my list would have to be my dragon fruit cactus. Now, I had gotten this when I went down to Texas. I had to go down there to pick up my son because he was visiting his father. But while I was down there, we had gone into a grocery store and I found this baby. Now, the plant came with the pot. And then when I rang it up, it was $17. So I had to get it. I couldn't help myself. I love the pot. I love the plant. They came home with me and they're growing. It's good. I am just so happy I had found this. Like, what luck. I don't think I ever would have wanted a dragon fruit cactus. And look, it's got roots. The next plant on my list is my Hoya Pubicalis. This plant has definitely been very easy to take care of, and it has not given me any issues at all, and it has actually grown quite a bit since I have received it. I received it earlier this year. It survived the cold temperatures. Only a little bit of it had died off. I think it's in my plant unboxing video from like around Valentine's Day. But yeah, I definitely love this plant. The foliage, the way it just droops down is so visually appealing. It's like a cascading waterfall of just Hoya. You know? It's good. It's so good. Next plant on my list, second to last, is actually another one of my top 15 favorites from 8 months ago or whatever the fuck. This is my Hoya Crimson Queen. My Hoya Crimson Queen has grown so damn much, and as of recently, the growth has really stalled. I think I might have to repot it next year. And that is just such a terrifying concept to me, repotting Hoya. It's horrifying to think about because I don't want to kill my Hoya, but I want it to be happy. If you have a Hoya, I think you might understand where I'm coming from. They really love to be root bound and I just don't want to break her heart, so. The last plant on my top 10 favorite is my Philodendron Rigosum aberrant form. This plant, man, has grown quite a bit. It took a long time because we were having issues. Humidity is key to these plants. I just love the way that the foliage is. It is just so dark, and that middle light strip of green that just sort of gives it like a sun ray effect. I absolutely love it. And the aberrant form is so good. Well, that is my top 10. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any of the plants that I listed in this video, please let me know how yours are doing. We can help each other out. Maybe share some tips and tricks, you know, to the doohickey thing of caring for plants. So until next time, toodles.